Manmaya trying for a flick on there, expecting the arrival of Deepa Shahi, Savitra Bhandari. India gets the ball. Can they try and bring it forward? Again, lacking a bit of fluency in terms of the transitions. Haven't seen that proper link up. Still trying to get the likes of Linda and Preeti into those sort of spaces from where they can affect the game. Ranjana Chanu, one of the most experienced defenders currently with the squad. 44 caps for her. Martina finds Nirmala. And again dabs it forward. Gets dispossessed. Deepa. India win the ball back. Nirmala again. Fired away by Linda towards Pyari. Here's Dangme Grace. Gets into those open spaces. Here's Moshmi. Lets it fly with the left. I'm not quite sure if going for the target was the right option there. When Pyari was open. Was unmarked, which she was calling for it. Moshmi had other ideas. In the end, it all comes down to decision making. And she's had a good game. Anjana Rana. There's a blinder of a save to deny Ratan Bala. And goes airborne. There's Rekha. It looked like for a moment she was in with a chance there. Doing dangerously with those long balls, India. One ball over the defense has been the problem. It's a delightful ball to carve out that back line. Yes, Abita with a cross towards the back post. Moshmi brings it out of danger. It's Dangme Grace. Moshmi. That long ball was the downfall in the first half when they conceded. There's been a bit of a problem in this fixture. Haven't been able to deal with the way they would have liked. And this time opening that right flank. And she's had quite a bit of second half. Sabita has been driving forward at will and finding herself into right side of spaces. And they'll have to keep themselves on the ball here, India. Nepal are pretty swift with their counter-attacks. There's Linda Com against Pooja Rana. Shielding the ball here, outnumbered on that occasion. Still Linda. And Preeti Rai, a swift touch and a turn. And lets it fly forward. Here's Sabita Bhandari giving it a chase. And that was well read by the goalkeeper. And that's the point I was trying to make a short while back on the counter. It's one pick up, one pass, and The number 9 is definitely in. And back with Renuka through Pooja. Again, a bit sloppy there from Ranjana Chanu. His Sabita takes a touch. Couldn't quite hold on to it. And brings it down. Nirmala gets it back to safety. And Preeti Rai plays it down the line towards Sabitra. There's Rekha now into the act, one-on-one with Nirmala down the left side. Haven't been able to come out of their strides as yet, India, in the second half. Still got the likes of Karishma sitting out on the bench. Still need that midfield to try and get as fluid as they can and get Pyari and Linda on the ball, which we haven't seen enough. Here's Preeti. He's been instrumental in their build-up. He finds Sabita once again. Sabita against Ranjana and does well. Here's Linda. Dangme goes for it and couldn't quite win the ball back. Here's Preeti Rai. Doesn't have an option to turn. Here's Pooja for the support. Back with Preeti. And still Preeti. And taken away momentarily, but won back by Nepal straight away. And that is something they've done so well. Here's Manmaya. And Sabitra and drops in deep to try and create. Does one with a chip towards Deepa Shahi. And Preeti on the ball once again against Ratan Bala. Preeti with the outside of her right foot. Couldn't quite penetrate through. Here's Moshmi now. Again, that first touch. It's Rekha. Sabitra is making that run inside the box. Across towards Sabitra. Takes it down. Leaves it for Deepa Shahi, who couldn't quite catch it clean. Another brilliant move from Nepal, but Deepa Shahi at the moment has hit the turf and the ref has straight away pointed towards the bench. Another substitute for India. Moshmi is going to come out. And Karishma will get her opportunity. Nabeen Nyapane would be delighted with the kind of position his side is in at the moment. Still got 30 minutes to go. And they would definitely be looking to score a couple more and try and take this game far and far away from India's reach. Yes, Karishma with her first involvement. Karishma, Linda and Pyari. And the kind of 11 India would have otherwise expected to start off with. It's Preeti. It's Renuka, Preeti, Deepa. They have run that midfield, commanded the ball. They controlled it beautifully. Outside of the right foot again, Sabitra Bhandari trying to get Rekha Powder involved. It's Renuka. Back with Preeti, who looks up. Deepa, a lot of space ahead for Sabita. Has got an overlapping run coming in from Pooja. Now Sabita overlaps. The ball from Deepa Shah, who doesn't arrive. Sangeeta gets intercepted. Back with Preeti again. Here's Deepa Shahi to Preeti. Has got an option towards the left. Draws in a tackle there. And that is going to be a free kick in favor of Nepal for that challenge coming on. Preeti from Sangeeta Basfor. Not quite sure if she got the ball in that occasion. Flung straight into Preeti Rai and is in need of some assistance. Santosh Malti Munda, Lisham Bibina Devi, Kiran Pista, and Lunda Chanu sitting out on the bench. We added 3 players to the squad for the second fixture, India. Julan coming in from the under-17. Captain that side, plays in the midfield. Have decided to qualify for the Asian Cup earlier this month. We'll have to wait and see if Crispin Chetri sticks towards giving some game time to all the junior players involved. Here's Sabitra. The strikes! And Sabitra! The net quivers in delight for the second time this evening. What a strike that is! Sabitra Bhandari. This fixture has seen it all in the past, and it has seen it again today. Over the wall, might have flicked something on its way through. And Nepal, well and truly, would believe now. Oh my word, what an absolute screamer. India, can they try and conjure something from here on? Nepal, their tails will be up. And pushes one out into those open spaces towards the far right for Preeti to chase that for Priya. Pyari, beg your pardon. And 64 minutes have been ticked off. And Jana again goes with the long ball forward. You'll have to go as back as 2019 to see an India win against Nepal. And that was in the finals of the SAF Women's Championship. And since then, there's been a couple of draws and a couple of wins in favor of Nepal. And tonight could just be another addition if it stays the way it is at the moment. They came here with a purpose and they are playing that way. No rush whatsoever. Anjana Rana. It's going to be all about game management. It's a long way to go. But India will have to try and inspire themselves to get one back at the earliest. They've got the firepower on the pitch. They'll have to believe. It's Ratan Bala. Again, going sideways or to the back. Martina. Nirmala. And press from Preeti. Forces Ratan Bala to go sideways. Shilki. Back with Ranjana. Down the line for Karishma. Here's Linda. One-on-one with Sabita. The area was right. Karishma couldn't quite get to the end of the ball. Good to see a decent turnout for this fixture. It's a rivalry that has garnered a lot of attention in recent times, especially after that last game back in Kathmandu 2024. It was played in front of a capacity crowd of nearly 16,000. And Sabitra Bhandari adds 2 more to her tally. Has made the move from Europe to Australia. There's Rekha Renuka, who strikes from outside the box. They're not shy away from taking those shots on target. Karishma dropping deep to try and help out the defense. Here's Linda Com. Drops it and makes a move back. So Nirmala stepping up. Lobs that one in the air. Tangme. For Sangeeta. There's Ranjana. For Pyari. Renuka intercepts. Linda gets the possession momentarily. Here's Pyari. Pyari. Anjana Rana makes sure she makes herself absolutely big and latches that onto that one quite comfortably in the end. I'm not quite sure if she was going for the target or a cutback towards the arriving blue shirts inside the box. $20 more minutes for India to get a repost here. The captain, the coach, would be mightily pleased with the kind of performance the team has showcased, both individually and as a collective unit. Scored goals left, right and centre in the RWL. Savitra Bhandari has finished top scorer on all the 3 occasions she's played. Has been the champions on those 3 times. Raked up 62 in 24 games. Has made a move to Wellington Phoenix on a 2-year contract. Martina. Time is running out for India. We'll have to try and dominate the possession for the next 20 minutes. And try and get something out of the box here. And keep themselves on the ball and get the likes of Dangmei, Grace, Pyari and Linda. Stratanbala. Ranjana. And chips one in the air. Sangeeta. And again, they maintain a pretty tight line. There's Ratanbala again towards Ranjana Chanu. And again, being forced to go sideways. And the Blue Tigresses. And waiting for their moments to try and break out on the counter are Nepal. The tempo has definitely slowed down a bit. There's Renuka for Preeti. Again, that goes out of the play for a throw-in. For those of you who have joined in late, this is India versus Nepal, the last fixture. Before I get to that, it's like a card coming out. And get that confirmation of the booking in a bit. So a goal early on in the first half, a goal in the second. Both coming in from Sabitra Bhandari, and that's what separates these 2 teams at the moment. India has been able to strike the target once. Made the goalkeeper work for that. Other than that effort, nothing substantial has come in the attacking front from the girls in blue. The next goal definitely is going to decide where this game is heading. There have been a few starts and stops in the last couple of minutes. And still a Nepal ball. Yet to make a change. Nabeen Yopani. Nirmala. For Sangeeta, outnumbered in the center of the park. Here's Preeti, finds Sabita again. Rekha making that run. and flicks Ranjana Chanu on his way through and goes behind for another corner. Deepa Shahi. What a comeback this has been for the number 23. Targets the near post. Well, that wasn't a million miles away. That was guided goalwards and just the direction that led it down. Karishma dropping in deep to try and create something for herself. Nirmala again with a long ball. And that has been a favourite route of operation so far, especially considering the second half. And Preeti. That's a brilliant ball. Rekha Paurel does well to get to the end of it. Has got help inside the box. Sabitra Bhandari calling for it. And out comes Panthoi Chanu. You're breaking at will at the moment are Nepal. There's Sabita again. It's been... There's Rekha. Space in front. Rekha curls that one. And goes wide of the target. Had a little bit of time on that one. Could have taken a fraction of a second before she unleashed herself. A couple of changes for the girls in red. Deepa Shahi is going to go out and she makes way for Rashmi Kumari. And still waiting for the substitutes to be sorted out by the touchline. And Meena Debua comes in.
Second substitution for Nepal, jersey number 23. Deepa Shahi being replaced by jersey number 10, Rashmi Kumari.
Right, Rashmi Kumari and Meena, the two players in. It's been quite a shift for Deepa Shahi. Zowden cheered for Hira and Deepa, both getting injured in that same game against Bhutan last year. Both finding themselves spot. Brings it back to safety. Nepal really enjoying it at the moment. 10-11 minutes to play in the regulation time. Here's Preeti. Spreads it towards her left. Sabita swapped out places with Meena. Karishma does well to keep the possession. Linda gets dropped off the ball. Trying to backtrack. Here's Sabitra Bhandari now. Shilki Devi under pressure. Sabitra with a cross. A touchdown towards Meena. Lets it fly. And makes the goalkeeper work on that occasion, did Sabita Rana. Those shots will keep coming from rear angles now, with Nepal in front. Ranjana. Karishma back with Ranjana. It's Martina Ratanbala. She goes down on the ground and gets herself a free kick there. It's a tough challenge on Nirmala Devi. Gets India a free kick. Can they try and manufacture something out of this? Long ball. Karishma gets one back. Has the flag stayed down? It has. Just when the clock was getting cruel and the nerves were jangling, a needless free kick conceded. Nirmala with a long ball forward. Is that a sign of a comeback here? A bit of a respite. Still a long, long way away. With just 9 minutes. Pyari can definitely sense a bit of a spring in the stride of the Blue Tigresses here. Ranjana, a long ball push forward again. And this is going to be a very exciting finish to the contest. Play on, says the ref. And Sangeeta. And spread wide towards the left here. Sabitra Bhandrari has got help arriving and existing inside the box. Pyari takes it, lets it drop and lets it fly. Flicked on by Karishma. Linda is giving it a chase. Nanjana to the rescue, just knocks it out of the play area. It's going to be India ball now. And the game has come back to life. After that goal went in from Karishma Purushottam. Linda hustling for it. Karishma takes it down. And Pooja gives the ball away. Here's Karishma again with some sort of a space in front. Gets the cross in. And Pooja is there to retrieve it. Preeti Rai looks up and gets herself a free kick for that challenge drawn in from Sangeeta Basfor. A couple of changes. Nirmala goes out. Well, that is her contribution. Bounce right in front. Linda engaging with Bimla. And then the rest was done by Karishma. Alisha Bibina Devi is going to come on.
Substitution for Team India, just number 3. Jawaharlal will be replaced by just number 21, Kiran Vijay.
Kiran Pizda is out there.
Jersey number 11, Dhamma Grace from India, replaced by jersey number 8, Untitled.
Julan, one of the 3 players to get added on to the squad from the under-17 triumph earlier this month. Julan Nongmathyam. And what a time to be thrown into the middle and chasing the game, trailing by a goal. Desperate effort to win the ball back, and they do eventually. Here's Julan. Good couple of first touches for Julan. And again over that back line, Panthoi Chanu. Hoist that one in the air again. Preeti. Here's Meena. Was allowed to march forward. Meena, Sabitra knocks it back towards Renuka. Taken away by India. Here's Pyari Khakha. And I guess nicked off the ball again. Julan. The player is down in a red shirt there, but India will continue the move. And that has allowed time for Pooja to just knock it out. Let Renuka. I believe it's Renuka who's down on the turf. 3 minutes is what we are left with. And 3 minutes for India to respond. It's been a good game played with a lot of intensity. It was the brilliance. It's been the brilliance of Sabitra Bhandari. Back on her feet and gingerly making her way out of the play field. Let's put in a proper shift. Renuka Nagarkote. Preeti. Karishma couldn't quite hold on to the ball. Here's Linda Com. Desperate effort, twisting, turning, rambling. It looks like the last touch came off Ranjana Chanu's feet. Last 90 seconds. Plus the stoppages. Thrusted forward is Ratan Bala. Knocks it towards the side and lets it fly. And Pyari Khakha couldn't quite manage to get to the end of it. How many minutes will be added on the injury time? Ratan Bala and had the option to go left. Was marching all by herself. Card comes out for Bimla. That's going to be a free kick for India. Do they have one clean strike in them? one good setup. And try and get this game back to parity. 6 minutes have been added on. And it's going to be long 6 minutes if you are Nepal. Here goes Ratanbala, who strikes, takes a deflection. And goalkeeper, with all her alertness, grabs hold of it. And the crowd has been involved right throughout this fixture. There's been a lot of talks, a lot of hype about the rivalry. And surely the game has lived up to expectations. Here's Sabit Rabandari, looking for a hat-trick. Preeti Rai. Again, beautiful control. Sabita fetches that down the left. Guess one inside. And Sabitra couldn't quite catch that one clean. Kansa Chaisnit has had a good game. She had a few decisions to make. And she's been right on money. Miss Preeti has been a live wire in the middle of the pitch, especially with her distributions, the ball control. And has always picked out the right pass more often than not. Gets a flick on here. And that is too close to Samiksha. Shilki. Ranjana down the line for Julan. Didn't give the possession away. It's all about the game management for Nepal. 3 minutes to go. Just try to run the clock down here, Nepal. Sabita lifting one in. Had the presence of a few red shirts. Allows for a bit of a breather there. I'm not quite sure who's the player going down. And from the free kick, India managed to keep it on target. Crispin Chetri. It's considered this as a stepping stone towards the preparation for next year. Looks like it's Pooja Rana. It's been carried out on a stretcher. And it'll be one happy man, Nabeen Neopani. Just 1 month into the job, and he has produced a result he'll be absolutely proud of. Still a couple of minutes to go. Goes airborne. It's Linda. And Karishma giving it a chase. Pimla following it up. An India ball as we enter the last minute of the added on time, and the flag was up against Karishma. That done, Pooja Rana is back on the pitch. I think she's still feeling for that right leg of hers. And Pyari with a flick. There's a red shirt behind it. And pushes it forward for Preeti Rai to chase that down. Julan for Ratanbala. Linda. And Sabita is there. Manmaya for Sabita again. In the dying embers of this friendly encounter between India and Nepal. Preeti Rai has got an option waiting towards the far right. Meena. Julan gets the ball and gets robbed of it. Lets it bounce Sabitra Bhandari. India. Desperate effort to try and get towards the other side of the pitch. Gonna have a look at her watch. Pansa Chaishnit. It could be the last action of the evening. Launches that one in the air. Grabs hold of it. And quick to send the other side. Julan brings her body in front. Here's Ratanbala, just knocks it forward again. They have been absolutely brilliant. And that's the end of the 90 minutes plus the stoppages, says Pansa Chaishnit. And what a game it was. And Nepal coming out triumphs. And India going down once again to their rivals. The rivalry dominated really long, but in the last few years it's been Nepal who have enjoyed the bragging rights. They had their noses in front in the first half with an excellent strike from Sabitra Bhandari inside 2 minutes. And India did have a shot on target. That was a brilliant save from Anjana Rana. Nothing substantial other than that. But in the second half, Sabitra Bhandari again from a set piece, curling one inside with a brilliant finish. Karishma did bring a lifeline, did bring a lot of hopes to India with a late strike. But on the day, that wasn't enough. And India go down and go winless in this Tri-Nation tournament. They go to China from here. Indonesia, beg your pardon, from here on. Nepal, all smiles. They are one happy bunch. So that's the full-time scoreline. Nepal to India 1. And that's been my time here in the commentary box. Do join us again for the other games coming from India on FIFA Plus. Until then, it's goodbye from here.